recorded?
As of 2 seconds ago.
Oh! And she's like, of course I made that stupid face. I'm like, you're so happy you're happy. Are we being recorded? Yes, 2 seconds ago. Right when you decided to make that stupid face.
That's why she pressed record. She was like, ooh, stupid face. Perfect.
Hey, Mom,
So she was waiting for
Are you
it.
gonna draw anything?
No, Annie said that we should.
We're not live, though.
We're not live. I'm just
Oh,
recording it.
okay, good.
So I'll edit out the face.
Okay.
No, zoom in on it.
By the way, my character is supposed to be like a really aggressive and angry character.
Mm-hmm.
I am not very aggressive and angry, so everything that I say may be bad with a hint of aggression.
You'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
So I was gonna say, actually, the best way to start is I'm gonna read the concept of the game that you're gonna play, and then everybody should introduce your characters, their name, race, their class, a little bit about themselves. You don't have to share any secrets that you don't want to have come out yet or anything like that, but just like, who are you? And then we are gonna have to figure out how do you all know each other, because you start this campaign knowing each other and traveling together. Okay. So I'll read this first. Okay. In the city of Neverwinter, a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker asked you to bring a wagon load of provisions to the rough and tumble settlement of Phandelver, a couple of days' travel southeast of the city. Gundren was clearly excited and more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip, saying only that he and his brothers had found something big, and that he'd pay you 10 gold pieces each for escorting his supplies safely to Barthen's Provisions, a trading post in Phandelver. He then set out ahead of you on a horse along with a warrior escort named Sildar Hallwinter, claiming he needed to arrive early to take care of business. You've spent the last few days following the high road. Actually, I'm going to stop right there, and then we will introduce. So now we can introduce characters.
Oh, nice. Can I go first?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what do I do? Just like tell everything about my character again?
Yep.
I'll just say, like, what your name
Enter
is, your race.
Matthew. He is the best character ever, and every other character is a sneaky man. Alright, so Matthew, as I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know, is a Tabaxi. He's around, haven't really decided on an age for him. I think he's around 12 or 13. He loves quests. Like, he just like always wanted to go on a quest because that's just interested him. And so, so he's gonna do now. So, class, he is a Paladin. And what else am I gonna reveal?
Is he a paladin of a specific god or cause or oath?
A god.
Okay, which god? To be determined?
I'm just not sure about saying it because you guys might think
Oh,
it's weird.
or you don't have to say
Happy Cat statue.
Oh yes, the happy cat.
I love it. It's the
Alright.
best.
Also, it's a statue, so it's perfect for a church.
Is that all?
I mean, is there anything else I should say?
Anything else that they would know about you already? Like quirks or...
Oh, he's like a really bubbly person. He's just like a pure soul. He's just happy all the time and just wants to just like make people happy.
Okay.
It's gonna
Not
be interesting
real-
figuring
he's not
out
much
how
of a-
these two
Not much of a serious character, but he is like kind of sensitive.
Sounds
He
good.
gets sad sometimes.
Sounds like a cat.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought cats just got pissed at everyone
Bubbly
for no
and
reason.
That's true too.
I guess it depends on the cat. I don't know. You're a paladin, so you're like pure.
Oh, whose turn is it my turn? Are we going
Sure.
this?
It's Ezra.
Cat.
Oh. Okay.
you don't want to go.
No, I don't want to go next, but I'll go. Alright, so my name is Ezra. I am a fairy. I am a rogue. I am very curious. I'm always thinking that somebody is up to something and that there's always more to the story. So I'm always
That's like real life.
this is real
You
life.
build this character after yourself.
I did.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Because
It's like
it's
everyone
real
else is
life.
smiling, and I'm like,
It's
okay, we're
me.
laughing.
It's me, mini-sized. And so I'm always looking further, a little bit further than where other people might be thinking. Dig a little deeper. Alright, I think that's all I have.
I'm Bazil. Bazil is a drow. He's like a sort of, I don't know, they get the like the bad rap, I think, of being like evil elves, but that's not necessarily true about Bazil. Bazil, even though most drow like live underground and they like to live like that, he does not. He's an outlander. He likes to be on the surface as much as he can. And he actually loves green and he loves greenery. But he kind of like is a loner a little bit. Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fighter. And yeah, that's all I want to say right now, I think.
My half dragon's name is Brisinger, and he gets really, really, really angry at frogs because I'm still deciding what exactly the frogs did, but I think it would be that the frogs killed one of his parents or something. So now every time he sees a frog, he's going to get very angry at it and probably do something. But he is a rogue, and he's mainly an assassin. He's a very angry character.
So when you say frogs, is it the bullywugs, as in
All
the frog
frogs.
people?
Everything
So
that
even
looks like a frog.
Oh.
Gotcha. So what killed his parents? A giant frog, bullywugs, which are kind of frog people, a what is the frogtopus or whatever they're called, with like tentacles.
Sure, we'll do a frog.
Oh yeah,
A
those
frog with
sound scary.
tentacles?
Yeah.
Sounds more awkward than scary because, like, imagine it just trying to. Wait a minute. Would it be more
It's
of
a
a
giant
land-
frog.
Would it be more like a land creature or a sea creature? Because it has like.
Amphibious.
It's not land. I think it would be more awkward than terrifying because it's sort of like trying to move around, but it has like 8 feet.
No, 8.
Oh.
Oh, I thought all its limbs were tentacles.
No,
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 it's just 8 tongues.
8 tongues.
Looks like a frog, just 8 tongues. Oh my.
Giant frog with 8.
Oh my. Oh.
I think that's what they're.
That sounds scary.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not you don't want to get got by one of those tongues.
Also, you just don't want to be the guy with the tongues because imagine it's like the frog
Wrapping around
to
each other.
live and it just has like 8 tongues. It's like, oh.
Yes. So how do you guys know each other? Where did you meet?
She, as long as she agrees to it, we're gonna be like a little duo.
Yes.
Duo of pickpocketers and distractions.
Okay.
Yes. We're friends. I sit on her. Is your
Okay.
character a guy or a girl?
Guy.
I sit on his shoulder.
I think I should have come across you, Matthew, and you were in trouble.
Oh no, I am in trouble.
And then I kind of like saw this young Tabaxi getting attacked by multiple kobolds, and so I
What's
came
a
up.
kobold?
It's like
It's like a little goblin-sized lizard folk.
lizard thing.
They are nasty in numbers.
But but like a bunch of them.
Yeah, they're
Like-
bad in numbers.
And you were young, and I wasn't sure if you could handle it, but I was kind of like,
that chick
guess I have to go help this
swoop up on you and
kid
just
out.
murder you.
Mm-hmm.
because usually I kind of keep to myself. So I went over and I helped you out, and then you just started talking and didn't shut up. And basically told me how much you love quests and that you want to go on a quest and all this stuff about going on a quest. And so I was like, oh jeez.
Quest.
And then I was like, this kid's gonna get killed.
I
Like
feel
5 feet down the road. And so I just had to stay next to you because my moral conscience would not allow me not to.
And then I feel like you two should have came together
Yeah.
to become friends because you're more like each other.
I know him, but I don't particularly like him, but I know
Oh,
him,
okay.
and I know he's always doing something. So I figure
Why not?
he wants adventure.
I'm this random kid who appeared out of nowhere.
He's gonna go on a quest.
Sounds good.
Might as well bring him to an expert.
All right. That sounds
So
good.
we'll say you
I used to
all
work for you, maybe, but then I
were-
stopped
Okay.
because you're a jerk.
Hey.
You said you are. So I'm just
I
playing
thought
it.
I was angry. I never specifically said
All
I
right,
was a
so
jerk.
I told you
When did he
you
look at you
need
funny?
anger
Now you're
management
mad.
and you have anger issues, and I'm not
And then
gonna
you got
keep
angry.
working quests for you unless you go through anger management. You came to me, said you successfully completed the program. I wasn't sure yet still, and then this happened, and I was like, okay, I guess I can go back.
So then you all
Makes
were
sense.
together, just kind of hanging out in a tavern because this is where most
Things
the
happen.
simplest way to get
By
things
the way,
going.
I'm in a cult of this person. That's why I live above
Great.
ground.
Okay.
Because she's chaotic good, which is what I'm like. Just like freedom and song and moonlight and all that stuff.
Mm.
And she wanted to bring the Drow back above ground, and some
Ah,
followed.
okay.
So that's why I live above ground.
Okay.
Because I'm in that.
And anything that you all want to let me know, just
Actually, you know what? I think it'd be cool. I've never even. I was raised above ground. My
Okay.
parents were in this cult, so I don't even know really like about my own culture. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always been just kind of raised as like almost as a human, sort of just above ground and a town full of humans. Let's say that.
So as you all were sitting in this tavern, kind of catching up and everything, Gundren Rockseeker was listening to, you know, how I love quests
Oh my
and
God.
all of that,
Yeah.
and came
Oh,
over.
not him. Him not shutting up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
So Gundren Rockseeker, the dwarf, had approached. Yes.
Do I need my computer on?
Can you what?
Do I need my computer?
You'll need it for your stats and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
It's at 16.
If you have it all written-
charger.
oh, okay.
If you have it all written down, then you're good.
I don't really
For
see it.
now.
Yeah, and she can always tell
Yeah,
you
and I
too.
have it all.
She has it all, so
Alright.
if
Yeah,
it
I
ever
have it
dies,
all.
she can just be like, it's whatever.
Yeah. So,
So you, in the tavern, you were talking about how you love quests. You can't wait to go on your first quest. It's going to be so much fun to go on a quest. And Gundren Rockseeker overheard and approached you all with your first quest. The two of you being a little bit more experienced in questing, although not, it's been a little while, we'll say. You felt like,
Yeah,
okay,
anger
this sounds
management
like
takes a
an
number of weeks.
Right. This sounds like an easy one to do, so
I just have an off-topic thing to say, but like,
Sure.
when y'all like, I don't know how to put this. I just sort of have some off-topic to say, but like, when you guys like want me to say it, it's cool. I just wanted to let you know that I just had an idea.
What's your idea?
I was just sort of waiting for like a break in the conversation. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, we
So,
have
like,
one right
from
now,
the
so go ahead.
off-topic. Oh, okay, I just like to imagine that Matthew likes being pet to people.
That's important for the
Yeah,
story.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
not off
because-
topic.
No,
I
you
thought
should
you
have
meant,
said
like,
that
not
in your
D&D.
character. Yeah, in your
Yeah.
character.
Oh, yeah.
Well, sometimes
I
it just
talked about
pops
like,
up,
afterwards.
so-
Oh, okay. So your character likes to be pet
He loves
sometimes.
being pet so much.
Okay.
Okay, we'll put that in there.
by strangers, by anybody, or by people that they know? Okay.
Ooh, so that might be like a disadvantage.
Yes,
that
it
you
might
have.
be a disadvantage.
Like if somebody
come
comes
up.
up to you and
Starts
and
petting
pat
you.
you might be like, ooh, okay.
Like a cartoon.
But it might
Yeah.
be a good thing because
But it
then
could be
that
a
would
good
be
thing, yeah.
distracting for
It
some
could be.
people.
Yep.
Okay.
I can get distracted and the distraction.
I think we should use Matthew as like a distraction, but he doesn't even know he's being a distraction.
I'm the
Yes.
distraction.
Like
but
he's totally like this innocent distraction. Just like go talk to them and don't stop.
Candied pecans.
Ooh.
Shoot! Oh,
You're the
Monsters
best.
inside won't have them.
is that why you had the apron on?
Yes.
Mm.
I always
Oh
I
shoot!
ruined too
That was
many good shirts
foreshadowing.
not wearing apron.
Oh my god,
Foreshadowing.
these are good. They're so warm.
Oh yeah.
You want some?
No, I'm good. Thank you. They're very good. I will probably
Really
eat
good.
the rest of them.
I will eat that whole bowl. It's
That's
dangerous.
awesome.
So he approaches you, and you guys figured, like, okay, this sounds like an easy quest. We just escort a wagon, although obviously being a little bit more experienced, you also know that it's always easy with an escort quest, and then something goes wrong inevitably. So you're prepared, but you feel like this is a pretty easy Neverwinter to Phandelver, and it's not that far. So, and 10 gold is an easy 10 gold. That's a decent amount. So, so you figured, okay, we'll go. So you pack up your stuff, you have all of your equipment, and the wagon is waiting for you at the location and time that Gundren tells you. And he also made it very clear, like, hey, I'm going to be heading out with my warrior buddy here, my escort, Sildar, Hallwinter. And when you guys get down to Phandelver, just be sure to drop off this stuff at Barthen's Provisions, and he'll have your gold for you. So you got all of that information. On the day of, you meet up, you're ready to go, simple. The cart is being, what's the word I'm gonna...
Loaded?
Driven? No, pulled. The word pulled left my brain.
I gotta go real quick. Is that
Sure.
okay?
Yeah.
By 2 horses.
These things are bombs. Sorry.
You guys could name the horses if you want. Any
Horse
of
1
yours.
and horse 2.
That's what
I'm good with that.
Brisinger, is it Brisinger?
Brisinger.
Brisinger.
Calls the horses, but they do have names.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. The cart is being pulled by them, and you continue. So you've spent the last few days following the high road from Neverwinter south, and you just recently, at this point, have veered east along the Tribor Trail. And I don't believe I have a map for you here, but I can make sure, like, if you guys look up the Forgotten Realms map, the Sword Coast map,
It was veered east where?
along the Tribor Trail. So essentially, you're traveling along the coast where there are a bunch of main cities: Neverwinter, Waterdeep, going down south. Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate. Then there's a big mountain range, and then there's another city called Athkatla.
Okay.
So you are right now between. Are you past Neverwinter? Past Waterdeep? Because you're to the south. Let me just double check. On the map. Forgotten Realms map.
Is it anywhere on that one?
Yes. So the
Oh, honeys, what did I miss?
Nothing. We
Nothing.
named the horses.
Oh, what
Horse
did you
1
do?
and horse
so
2.
Tom
on
and
the-
Jerry.
on that map-
Brisinger named the horses Horse 1 and Horse 2.
Why don't we name them just Tom and Jerry? That sounds. Wait, is one of them
Oh
brown?
my god, that's so weird. Did you know that Annie named him Tom and Jerry?
Yeah, she literally just said it.
Wow, Vanessa.
Yeah, now you know how I feel when I say stupid things.
So right, kind of
Oh, also-
where the just below the S is where Phandelver.
Are one of the horses brown, one of the horses gray?
Sure.
That makes it way better.
I agree.
You know, because that's.
That's why the Tom and Jerry makes sense.
Horses are horses.
Of course.
The
Yeah.
gray one is
Right.
just mad at the brown one for no good reason whatsoever.
They have to have the eye shields up, or they get
Yes, they get angry at each other.
fight each other. Okay, so
Just like
you spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter. You just recently veered east, so you're heading inland away from the ocean, which you all know is called the the Sea of Swords. And this would be probably probably about 100 miles or so north of the Mere of Dead Men. Which, anyway.
I know about.
So you've encountered no trouble so far, but this territory you know can be dangerous as it is fairly close to the Mere of Dead Men. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along the trail. So you have this cart with a couple of horses. What's the marching order? Who's in front? Who's driving it? What's the marching order?
I'm not gonna
I'm
be
just gonna
driving
be
it.
looking out somewhere, like,
Are you on the
surveying.
cart or are you walking next to the
I'll
cart?
be on the cart.
I will not shut up about quests in the back.
Are you walking or are you on the cart?
I'm sure I'd be on the cart.
Okay. I assume you're on Brisinger's shoulder.
Yep.
Are you driving? then?
Bazil
So-
is driving.
Oh, you're driving. So you guys are all on the cart. Okay.
I am driving and listening.
I'm inside of the cart.
To
so
Matthew.
Be grateful.
Talk about quests.
So
I'm telling him to stay inside
It's like he's like
and to
telling
keep
his
all
entire
hands and legs
backstory.
inside the vehicle at all times. And no, we're not there yet.
Oh my god, he has to ask the question, "Are we there yet?" Every like 30
Matthew.
seconds. I'm like, he's like, "Are we there yet?"
Matthew, I've already told you 100 times. We're not there yet.
Okay.
I'll tell you when we get there. I don't even know why. Why did I save you?
Are we there yet?
Matthew, no!
Okay, and then
Thank God.
So you know in your cart you have a dozen sacks of flour, there's several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of ale, shovels, picks, crowbars, almost like a dozen of them, 5 lanterns with a small barrel of oil, about 50 flasks in volume. The total value of the cargo that you have is about 100 gold.
We should just do it.
So you've been on the Tribor Trail for about a half day, and as you come around a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you that are blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of it. And the woods press close to the trail here, with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side.
What was it? Yeah, we started it.
yeah, I remember.
So you kind of coming up the trail, and then you see these dead horses. As mentioned, you rounded a corner. The horses are there. The woods are kind of like very close to the trail. You know that there's steep embankments on either side leading down into ravines. So this just as adventurers, the 2 of you know, like perfect place for an ambush. Like this is clearly the trail is blocked by the horses. What are you doing?
I think.
Can I look for possibly any footprints, like from a distance?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
I can just imagine my character screaming his head off. He's like,
I got an 8.
Let her go first. You're still a little bit too far away. So they're probably about let's see, about 50 feet ahead of you. So a pretty decent distance, and just doing a cursory look, it's really hard to see. You're gonna have to get closer to see anything else.
What are you doing?
What? I don't know exactly what I'd be doing right now. I think.
Matthew, stay in the car.
Like,
You, come with me.
why? He's like, okay.
You go along, or are you gonna flip off and?
Okay, so do I just not do anything? Because, like, I'm just gonna stay in the car and do nothing?
Little cutie, I think you should stay with Matthew.
No. I want to stay with Matthew. He's a baby. I'm going with you guys.
You're, like, way shorter than everyone else here. Shut up.
You're gonna
Just
leave him
I'm
alone
just kidding,
to
guys.
protect all the cargo?
I feel like one of you guys should stay.
Fine. You stay, you're with me. Let's
No.
go.
My character would not say shut up. You're like...
I wouldn't wait.
All right, let's
I'm gone.
think about this strategically.
Okay, so
Nope.
why don't we send the strong... Why don't we just send...
You can fly behind me or
What?
not. Micaiah just came out just there 1 second. I was trying to do a British accent.
So I
and then all of a
think
sudden
what we
Micaiah came
should...
out.
I think what we could probably do is send
Two
one
confusing
really strong person
accents.
and one sort of strong person to go investigate, and one strong person and one kind of strong person, sort
This
of.
is what
So
I...
it's like evenly distributed. And
That's-
Matthew isn't very strong, so I think he should.
He should stay with Bursing.
Since when do you get to command me?
Prepare for a mouthful of words.
Well, since you had to go to time management, I think you would understand
That did not come out right.
anger management. I think you would understand why.
Fine.
Well, this.
So you are,
Go with me.
all right.
Ezra
I'm
is going
to stay
with
in-
Bazil.
I'm going to stay in the cart and have my bow out in case they get him.
Okay, so you're holding a bow, ready, and looking on either side, just waiting for something to come out. Okay. Right. So you guys hop off of the wagon and approach. Are you going stealthily, or are you just kind of walking up?
Bazil is not very... He's just
Of course
gonna
I
go.
am.
He's just gonna go.
I am just going to walk, but I am taking my arrows out.
Right. Are you holding your action as well? Are you like holding?
Yes.
Well,
like putting
Bazil
10 feet off the
has
ground or
his
so.
sword out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm lightly off the ground, but I have my arrows out.
Okay.
In position to shoot if needed.
The worst you could do is stub someone's toe, let's be real.
It's not true, actually.
I'm just
Her
scared.
arrows can still do the same thing.
I mean, it's good. I'm just imagining her
Probably
holding like a
claw in
really,
an eye.
really tiny bow.
Fierce little hands clawing.
Oh
on
boy.
the bow.
When she rolls, it's never
Alright.
good.
So
Well, and I also have a question. Bazil lives above ground and knows, like, lived his whole life above ground. Does he recognize that, like, the black feather as, like, anything that he's ever seen before, like on the arrow? Like, does he recognize that on sight as
Like a
belonging to a
symbol.
certain group or
Oh,
anything like that?
So, you can make an investigation check as you get closer. You start to move towards the bodies on the ground and try to take a look at what it is.
Nat 20, not
Nat
even kidding.
20. As you are
Plus one, so
looking at
21.
it in your mind, you are like, oh man, these are definitely goblin arrows. And as you think that,
Sorry.
arrows fly out from the side at the two of you.
Do I see them at all? Do I have time to put my shield up? Nothing?
Nope, they surprise you. So,
Question.
Did they hit or oh, that's how you decide.
Question.
Didn't know they
yes.
Can I just like, am I gonna be able to, like, can I use fire at all? Like, shoot a little spurt of flame and then make a fire arrow?
Not at this moment, because this is a surprise attack. They were very quiet and you guys didn't see it. But when I get into initiative, we can talk about your plan.
So would I have to roll to see if I heard it?
Nope, you don't hear anything. I rolled for their stealth and they got very, very high. So they were way too quiet. All of a sudden,
Good
they
question,
don't
though,
even...
Colin.
Yeah, very good question.
Yes,
Good
they...
question. Yeah, that was something I think you mentioned like last time I was here.
Yeah, like
Oh.
if you could hear it.
Yeah, no, good
Like
question.
your-
Plus, you're a Tabaxi. Do they get any like keen senses or anything like that? Do they have advantage on hearing
they would have
anything?
had,
Or smell,
like, I believe it's advantage on perception checks.
Oh, perception.
But this is...
But yeah,
No.
yeah, they were just...
No, I
way
was just
too
wondering
quiet.
if you're. I didn't know a lot about your race. I didn't know if it got. Some races get natural
because I don't think you really hear some.
proficiencies.
Because what if you like heard it by accident?
Like I have dark vision, right? Is over Drow. So how would that work? Even though I've never lived underground, I still have that like dark vision.
Yeah, that's just an innate...
Is it just dark vision, or do I have what do you call it? What's the other one where it's like even more?
blind sight.
Yeah.
No, it's just dark.
It's just dark.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
good.
I'm going to make this nice just so that I can put my monsters down.
Huh? Yeah, there's John Bond.com.
Alright, so... Two arrows against you, Ezra, and two against you, Bazil. That is a 12 to hit.
Nope.
So that's your armor class.
Oh
So
my god,
what's
I'm
your
gonna
armor?
die.
What's your armor class?
Armor class. Where is that?
Do you have it on your pulled up on your phone?
Right there with the armor, the shield up at the top.
Yeah, I don't. She doesn't have it filled in.
Oh, you don't have it filled in.
What is
That's
it
fine.
on your phone? Are you on the app?
Yeah, I'm on the app.
Armor
Armor.
class should be all the way right here.
Right at the top.
Okay, at the top.
You want
right,
me to
like
just look
this.
for it?
I'm 13.
So that first arrow misses, it just whizzes right past you like, woo! But the second one is an 18, so that one hits.
So with armor
And-
class, what it means is if they get that number or anything higher, that means they hit you.
Right.
Okay.
So if you're a 12, that means they have to get a 12 or higher in order
To hit me. Okay.
So obviously, the higher armor class you have, the harder it is
To hit me.
to hit you.
Okay.
You take 4 points of piercing damage as an arrow just...
Damn.
It doesn't actually sink into you because you're so small, but it cuts right across your midsection as you go.
So what you're gonna
4
do
points off.
up here, where it says your hit points.
Yep.
Click on that,
Yep.
and then see where it says damage. You're gonna
Yeah.
go to 4, and then click damage. That will take it off for you.
Okay. I hit damage.
Yep. And now what does it say?
It says current hit points 4, max hit points
Yep. So
8.
just X out of it.
Okay.
And now it'll show you hit points correctly, right? Does it say
I have
4 to 8?
4 to 8, yeah.
And for you, Basil, I have a 21 to
Okay.
hit.
Yep.
And a 11 to hit.
No.
Alright, so you take 3 points of piercing damage as an arrow comes shooting out from the
Basil
side.
is not happy right now.
Oh, my belly.
And now I need
Bleeding.
your little like
Fairy blood.
wheel from
So like
From
pink
here.
sparkle crap.
your friend. And now I need everybody to roll initiative. So what that means is you're gonna roll a d20 and then add your initiative modifier to that. Your initiative
So roll
modifier
one.
is on your character sheet right up at the top. So
And
roll
then-
the big die.
Right where you see the armor class, right
Yep.
next to it,
Yep.
plus whatever you have there.
So plus whatever I roll.
So yep. So what does it say up there for you?
Mine is
number?
plus 2.
All right. So you're gonna roll this
Yep.
and then add 2. What does yours say, Colin, for
I
initiative?
have 15.
Plus 2, so you're 17.
Oh,
Yep,
where-
everybody's gonna roll.
An initiative?
Yep, everybody's
So,
in initiative.
yep. On the computer.
Oh,
Up there, right? I think
19.
right there. See how it says initiative?
plus 3.
Yep. So that'll roll it. You can either roll it on there or you can roll a real dice.
3.
Do you, oh, I was gonna say if you wanted to roll a real dice.
Oh, mine rolled this thing. I don't want
I mean,
that.
that was an accident. I didn't know that would happen.
So when you hit
Yeah, so
initiative,
roll-
it rolls it.
Yeah,
oh,
don't
I can
click
roll
it.
a real die this time?
Yeah, here.
Hey, get a retry.
Yeah.
Oh, I already have one. Remember?
Yep, roll it.
Come
And
on.
then add 2.
That one's fine.
I got a 19.
So 13.
So
Wait,
17.
no.
So how do you
14,
add
right?
it to
'Cause
this?
11 plus 3 is 4.
Oh, you have 3?
Yeah, plus 3 didn't initiative.
Is that what it says? 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Mine is also plus 3, so
I got
rolled
11,
a 14,
and then
so 17.
I already have plus 3 for initiative.
Oh, you
so
can't add it to this. You can't add it to
I
this
got,
thing.
I got 11.
No,
just-
that just
that stays like that.
And
that just stays like that. That
Okay.
means every time. So all initiative is like when you're about to get into battle. It just determines like who goes first.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it determines the order.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's all.
I got 11, and I plus 3, so.
So you rolled 14 for initiative.
What'd
So the
y'all
higher
get?
you roll, the more chance that it is that you're gonna go sooner
Okay.
rather than later.
Okay.
Which, depending on the situation, you may want to go sooner. You may want to go later.
Okay.
Usually, it's good to be sooner so you can attack first, but
Alright, so
you'll get you right. Guys, it's your first battle.
yeah.
I remember my first
It's
battle.
very exciting.
My first battle was so exciting.
So-
I already feel like I know what I'm gonna
Actually,
do, but I don't know. I'm scared.
Do you want a map?
Yeah.
Would that be better for everybody
Yeah.
to visualize?
Yeah, I think so. Especially 'cause they haven't done a battle
It's Metopia battle music plays.
Mm,
Ever heard of Metopia?
Oh.
I don't know.
What's up, buddy?
You ever heard of Metopia?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, you have?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's sort of Dungeons and Dragons based.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you play with Mies, and it's
I'm
more
sorry.
humor based than
Back.
action based.
Oh.
Because you're literally Mies.
Okay, so here's the map. Each square represents a 5-foot space.
Okay, this is my character. Okay, just kidding.
So let us draw out.
So wait a minute.
What's your speed?
How do
does it
we?
say?
Where do we like? How? Where? What
See
represents
how
our
mine says
characters?
walking speed?
I will give
What's it say for
you.
yours?
I will give you some characters. So this is the north.
30 feet.
North
Walking?
facing.
Yeah,
You
never
can
eat
walk
soggy
on your
waffles.
turn. You can walk 30 feet. Total.
So you are headed.
You can break it up. So you can walk towards an enemy like 10 feet, hit them, and you can choose to walk away.
Right. Not me.
15 feet across.
If you're within 5 feet of them, if you walk away, they get to slash at you.
Oh, okay.
But like if you moved up to cast a spell or something,
Yeah.
and you wanted to move back,
Greenery all around.
I'm just saying you don't have to use all the 30 all at once.
Okay.
Like you can.
There are the dead horses here and there,
Horses. Beautiful.
and
Yeah, more looks like the blood that came out of them than the actual one.
You look great.
I'm just good. I'm good.
you all can be represented. Let's see here. I've got a. You are a dragonborn. Have to-
I want to get theirs printed.
You got a
now that I made
Tabaxi
it.
one?
Yep. So here's your Tabaxi one. You are an elf fighter, so that would work, I think. I don't have a fairy
That's okay.
at all. But I looked one up and I just couldn't find one that I liked. So I figured you can make one in the meantime. We'll use her. She's tiny.
Okay.
And then let me get my dragonborn.
I know. I want to get mine printed too, so that
Yeah, we can get them all
there.
printed.
Let me kill it.
so
Oh,
I
you guys
can
have them?
have
Hey,
one at
Mom.
work.
Hey, Mom. You a bug. Let me kill it.
I have two dragonborn. Where's the other one?
So rude.
Here's the dragon.
Hey, wait. What about the cart thing?
Oh wow, he looks fierce.
He's fierce.
Wow.
Get my goblin.
Green. I don't have poison.
Hold on a minute. So, like, where's the cart in comparison of all this?
Oh wait, I'm not a fire dragon, so I can't use fire arrows. I'm acid, so I could make a poison arrow / acid arrow.
Or just puke acid on them.
I'm not close enough. I'm still back in the cart.
Maybe we should have.
Oh, I
Sucks
love
when you're
her. You
angry.
should play with us all the time. I love your attitude.
Oh, my goblins.
Yeah, it's super awesome.
Maybe if you weren't so angry all the time, I'd take you with me.
I can sense
Maybe
a
you weren't so
rivalry
bossy.
coming.
Maybe I wouldn't be so bossy if you were so angry.
You're bossy to everybody, no matter what.
I think,
You're
and
too
my
quick.
character is just gonna interrupt the argument for no reason.
I love quests.
I love quests.
Is this the start of a quest?
This started a little mini quest.
Okay,
Yes.
I don't know
This is
where
the start
any of
of
my
new
goblins
play.
went.
I want to bring her home with me.
Oh my god, my character is so nice.
No, what's really weird? Her character's a lot like Erdnot.
Is
No?
that
Very
weird?
grumpy.
Really?
Yeah, very grumpy.
Alright, so, your
I like
cart,
your necklace.
Thanks.
Really pretty.
Thanks.
you would have stopped your cart probably about here, like, knowing that something's happening. Yeah. It was 50 feet ahead, but... Actually, so we're gonna...
She reluctantly puts. Is it Brisinger? Brisinger?
Oh,
It's like one word.
Zinger.
Oh,
Brisinger.
oh,
the
god.
horses
Oh,
and
Jesus Christ. So
What?
I was like screwing around with the sword.
Oh,
you
no.
broke it?
What happened?
It's just super glue.
But it's okay.
It's all right. She just said it was okay.
Yeah, we just super glue. It's just a 3D
She's just gonna-
printed. We just super glue it.
Send us a Venmo. Pay her
Liz has broken.
$100.
I've dropped like almost
Liz
every
has
mini.
broken
and then...
like every mini.
Okay, I'm
so.
just not gonna touch
fine.
them like that anymore. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You just keep them back here.
Okay, my sword's broken now, so I'm already hindered. Alright, but use this part as a little.
It's actually hilarious. She's waiting in the cart. Board breaks his sword.
I just like throw the sword around a little bit.
Actually, you're pretty far away from it.
Oh
It starts
God!
crying.
That's why
I
you didn't
moved
hear.
it. I moved because it was 50 feet away, so I think it was too close to where you guys were. You guys have quite a bit of ways to travel forward.
Oh my.
All right, so
Well, magic math.
Oh my god. The magic paper towel came down and cleansed the earth of the dead horses.
the horses are not there. 25 to, or everybody can just tell me what you got.
19.
Wait, hold on.
I got a 17.
I had a
Oh.
17 as well.
I got a 14 on initiative.
Yep.
Yeah, got a 14 on initiative, so fun times.
You need a haircut, Annie. Did you book an appointment yet?
Oh yeah, I feel.
All
Why
right,
did you just make it up
so
now? I'm looking at your mop.
Brisinger, you see these arrows come out. You hear the squeal of your little buddy Ezra, who's just gotten sliced. You see like a little bit of blood go out to the side, so you know that like when you see an arrow come across. But you actually can't see anything. So what are you doing?
You be distracted by
You don't
me.
see any bad guys.
I can't
distracted.
see. Can I see where the arrows were fired by and like trying to
Yeah,
fire
you can
around?
tell that the arrows came from right along here and here from either side. They actually came from both sides.
I'm gonna fire on the side that she was at because this one's rude.
Well, you are too far away.
Ah.
You would know that you're too far away where you are currently to have any kind of impact. So you're gonna have to get closer, or you'd be firing blindly into like thick trees.
Is there any way, is there like any resources on the cart that I could use to make like a fire arrow and burn away the shrubbery so that everybody could see?
You could. It will take you. So each round is about 6 seconds. So There are no supplies on the cart to make such a thing. You have... Oh, actually, there's oil flasks. I lied. There is a barrel of oil. So you could use your turn to, like, turn around, pop open the barrel, and stick one of the arrows in, and then light it if you wanted.
Yeah, could I?
But you wouldn't be able to fire it this round. It would take too long to kind of, like, do all of that in the 6 seconds.
I'll do that so that I could fire.
Okay.
Next round.
So you now have, you go over, kind of turn around, pop over the thing real quick, dip it in, light it, and then, you know, knock the arrow as if you're gonna let go on the next turn. Are you gonna move? You can still move. You can
I can
still
still
run.
move?
Yeah.
Could I
could
up
move 30
to
feet.
here so that I could get a better range?
So each one's
So-
5, so you can do 30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can move one more if you want.
Okay, I'll move the last one.
All right.
Hey, what about Matthew? Do I have to like roll a perception check to see what's going on?
Well, you are going last, unfortunately. so I would say no. You hear everything, you can see, but you don't know exactly what's happening. So you would have been watching. You saw the arrows, but with your unfortunate roll, which makes sense because you would have been very distracted, and this is your first quest.
You just broke your sword, so.
Ezra is actually going to go next. So you know that the arrows came from either side. You can also see that, like, there's a ravine on either side as well. So whoever is there has to be, like, right there. You just can't see them. So actually, you can make... No, you would have been able to see them. Where you are, you would see them because they would have revealed themselves when they fired the arrows. So you can see right here. And right here. Oh, my goblins are gone. I have to go find them. I don't know where they are. Are little goblins that are facing inside, and so you can see those.
Now are they walking towards us?
No, they're there with their arrows, like they're getting another round of arrows ready.
All right, and they're are they? I can see them.
Mm-hmm. Now that they have fired, they've revealed their it's like their little green faces and their long pointy green ears they blended in with the background before you figured out that you were being attacked. But now you can easily see them. You know what to look for.
Oh boy.
And Brisinger would have also seen them as you got closer. Now that you're closer, you can see them out there.
So you can move if you want. You can attack.
I want to attack.
Okay, who do you want to attack?
Actually, you were holding
An arrow.
Your
Oh, yeah.
your reaction. So I'll say, you can attack. Which one would you like to attack with your reaction?
The one that's closest to me. That
Right
one.
there?
Yes.
Okay. Roll an attack. That's going to be a D20 plus, because you have a your. Actually, I'm gonna equip all your stuff here so that you can see it. Because you have your short bow in your hands, it is it should say on there.
Does it say for when you're on your actions? What does it say?
What do you mean? For
You
this?
see where it says actions? So if you go here, and you go to actions,
So
so you have one attack, so you're going to use your short
plus
sword?
4.
Is that what you're using?
No, I'm gonna use my arrow.
Oh, arrow.
That you're using your bow.
Oh, my
Oh.
bow.
Yeah, so you use the arrows with the bow, the short bow, so it's a plus
So-
4.
oh.
Where's
so-
the short bow? It's not
right
on
there.
here.
Oh, I just did it. You didn't have it equipped, so
Oh.
I just equipped it for you.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a plus 4, so you
Oh,
can
it's plus
roll
4.
a d20 and add 4 to whatever you roll.
I don't know why it wasn't equipped. Oh, there you go.
13.
That's good. That's
13
4.
plus
So
4.
17.
That hits. So your arrow like flies out almost as a reaction. As you get hit, you turn and like, and it flies out, and you hear a little squeal from the goblin in the thicket. You can't quite see where it hit, but you know it did. Roll damage. So that is going to be your 1d6 plus 2, which is what it should say on. Like you bring up your inventory, it says 1d6 plus 2.
Yep.
That's your damage.
So 1d6 is just like a regular dice.
All right. This.
Yep, just like a regular dice.
Oh,
Like
regular
a regular.
dice, this?
Yeah, 1d6. 6 sides. That's all. It's the D.
5.
Oh, good. Plus what?
Nice. Plus 2.
Plus 2? 7. Nice.
7. So you hear
That's really
a little,
good for
a little squeal,
a little
and
thing.
and then you hear a rustling as a body
Killed
down
it!
on the ground.
Oh, it doesn't
Your
mean
first
I killed
kill.
it.
No,
it just means
no,
I
you
might
killed
have
it.
heard
It
it.
disappears from your view.
You
Oh.
killed it.
Oh, maybe it wiggled down the hill.
She flopped it over.
You
Killed it! Yes! Good job!
And now that was
Your
the
first
very-
kill!
That was your held
You're the first one to
action.
kill.
So
Oh my god, and you still have a turn.
you still have your turn. So
So you can try to kill another one.
You can fire at another one. You have an action, a bonus action, a reaction. This is how the turns go. Actually,
Yeah.
there's a helpful hint guide, like right underneath your tablet there, underneath the map.
Oh, yeah.
So that guide tells you what you can do if you need help. So you have an action, and it tells you what all the actions are that you could try to do.
I can print a copy of that for you too.
I want to attack.
Okay. So which one are you targeting?
I'm targeting the
for that
other one
guy?
next to me.
Okay, you see it kind of
Bless
look
you.
over as that one falls down and it lets out it says something like
I want to attack.
Alright,
so
roll
you would roll again if you're doing your short bow, or you can fly up and attack.
you can also, yeah. You
No,
can move
I
up and
wanna.
attack if you want.
I want to move up,
With the
fly,
short sword.
and I want to stab it with my short sword.
Okay. So you can move on up. You fly forward right into the face of that. As it turns and looks, this little 1 foot thing. They're about 3 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
So they're not that much bigger than
Bless
you.
you, buddy.
So now you're gonna roll to attack.
So what's our plus now for that? Is it the same?
The roll to attack with the. Are you doing a
Attack.
dagger attack?
A dagger attack,
So that is going to be a +4.
and that's with this.
D20
D20
first to see if you
first.
hit.
D20.
Oh,
You have to see if you hit
Oh, I have to
first.
see if I hit 1st.
So you're gonna roll, see if you hit.
So
4.
4 plus 4 is 8.
Probably not gonna hit.
It sees you as you fly up, and then it turns back and sees you and just like holds up its bow and like kind of knocks you to the side as you try to stab it. You do still have a bonus action, but hold on, actually, you have 2 weapon fighting. So let me just double check.
Oh, so she can. So can she have like 2 daggers?
So it's 2 weapon fighting,
She only has one
not dual,
attack.
not dual
Oh,
weapon
oh,
fighting.
oh,
So
oh, oh,
meaning like you could have 2 weapons wielded.
Yeah.
So that is. It doesn't look like you have any bonus actions. Let me just double check on the rules of 2 weapon fighting 5e. Alright, so 2 weapon fighting. When you take an attack action and attack with a light melee weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different. Oh, okay, never mind. 2 weapon fighting does allow you to use your bonus action to attack.
But what if you only?
You don't
Attacks
add your
per
ability
action.
modifier to the damage.
Oh.
So, 2 weapon fighting, so as long as you have a different weapon in the other hand. So we can say that you have in one hand a dagger, and the other hand, you only have a dagger.
Okay, I have a hammer. Oh wait.
You have a short sword and a dagger, don't you?
Oh yeah, you have a short sword
Yeah, I'll use my short
and a
sword.
dagger. Okay, so you can attack with your short sword.
And then I just have to roll and see if it hits, right?
Oh, I have 2 weapon fighting too.
Oh, hold on. Let me just double check. When you take an attack action and attack with a light melee weapon, you can use your bonus attack to attack with a different light melee weapon.
So
That's the
use two
specific
light
thing.
melee.
So as long as you're, you've got
How
a
do you
short
know
sword
if
and a
it's
dagger.
light melee?
It should say on the far left. It should say like simple.
Oh, okay. If it just says melee, then it's not light melee.
Martial finesse. Yeah, it should say light. So you have a short sword and a dagger, so you can attack with your bonus action. You can try again with your short sword, which is going to be a +4 again. So you roll your d20, add 4, see if you hit him.
So let's move that. I think that's what hindered me last time.
Hey,
10. 14.
Oh, that's good.
14. So you try again, and it knocks you out of the way again.
Damn!
And it is just very quick. Goblins are very fast.
Damn it.
Very frustrating. Any other movements?
for my turn. I really nothing to do much.
No.
All right.
Hang on.
What? It's Annie's turn and then your turn.
Okay,
So-
I was just kind of bored with my turn.
Yeah, sometimes
boring
sometimes
way
it's
to
like
do
that when you have to wait. It's okay.
Hate waiting.
I know.
Understood.
All
Does
right.
suck.
It is actually Bazil's turn.
Bazil! He's very excited. So, Bazil
You are actually
can see
right.
these two guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you see that it's
so
like right
I
there.
know that I can't move without causing them to attack
Right.
me. So,
The ones that
does either one appear like I mean, he's a fighter, so his first glance, he's going to evaluate both opponents and go, which one looks like more of a threat? Does either one look bigger or stronger, or
no, they both just kind
just
of look
pretty
like
much look the same?
Yeah, they're one of them has like extra little braids in their hair and their scraggly hair, but you can barely see them.
Does he
in the
know which one
thicket.
hit him?
It would have been on the other side that hit.
Yeah, he's going for that guy.
Okay.
With the arrow.
All right. Roll to attack.
Okay.
Oh, do you want this back?
Go on, I'm gonna use my Harry Potter
Come
one.
on.
Yeah, and as you
Basil.
guys get more familiar with how this works, the combat will go a little bit
I get
faster.
+5. Oh my god,
Oh,
Why'd you,
What
a
was that?
3.
3 plus 4
seriously? +5.
plus 5.
Eight.
All right.
not really, but also kind of stupid.
So you have 2 weapon fighting too.
Yeah, but I
you
can't
would
find
just
any
need-
light melee.
Dagger. The dagger's a light melee. We can say that you have a dagger. Like,
Alright.
everybody's got a dagger.
So
I'll
I can
just-
use my bonus for that?
Yep. I'm just gonna add a dagger to you.
Oh, there's
Basil
You
sucks.
swing
right now.
over the
Oh wait,
head.
wait, it's a 9. Hold on. +5. 14? No, still doesn't hit it, huh?
Yeah, no. So you just barely
Probably
like it,
15.
you kind of hit, but it is able to take its little sword and it just goes ching, and it knocks it out of the way.
Basil is not happy right now.
All right. Actually, next, is there any other? Are you gonna do anything else?
Just look really mad.
Maybe step back because of the fire.
No, I can't step back.
They can attack if you step back. If you get out of it.
If you're within like 5 feet, which diagonal counts as 5 feet, if you move, then they get a free attack on you,
no
basically.
one better look at you
So.
funny when you get.
So both
not
of the
good.
ones next to you, Basil, are gonna drop their their bows, and then they both just swing in your direction. That is a 20 to hit and a 14 to hit.
14, no, 20.
And you take 4 points of slashing damage.
Oh, we're hurting out there.
And then the other little guy who is
Yeah.
engaged with the little fairy is gonna also just like try to jab at you with his short sword. Oof. That is a 17 to hit.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
That is 2 points of slashing damage against you as it swings out. Now it is, they're not going to move, so you just hear them yelling at each other like, "Ah, ah, look at." You don't, none of you speak Goblin.
I had 4.
I speak Goblin.
I had 4
Oh, you do?
damage.
Yeah.
You can hear
And then
them.
I had 2. But why did I get rid of everything? So I had 4 before, and then I had 2.
So you're down to 2 hit points.
Sure, too.
So you can hear these little goblins going like, "Get him! We have to get him!
Oh wait, now it says death saves.
They got
Oh,
Margaret."
sometimes.
So now it is Matthew's turn. What you doing?
Okay, so wait a minute. I'm not. Does Matthew even know anything's going on?
Oh yeah, you can see everything. There's yelling, there's screaming, there's clanging of
Blood.
I think he's not going to take this situation very well.
Do you think, like, what is he doing? Is he sweating? Is he decided that he's gonna brave up and save his friends? Like, what is he doing?
He's gonna quest, boys. Okay, so he's gonna grow a spine now, and he's gonna say, "Okay, I've got to be the one to save the day." He's gonna do something cool. Okay, what do I do?
What do you want to do?
Well, I'm not really sure what I want to do.
Well, first of all, you have to get out of the carriage,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're gonna have to move.
Okay,
But you have to see how far you can move.
How many? He probably has 30.
Alright,
Either 25 or 30.
He has 20.
20? Really?
For speed,
Yeah.
20.
How come? Tabaxi only has 20? For walking speed?
Alright,
Slow.
It seems weird.
It. Yeah, I don't think that
okay,
that's...
Doesn't
It's
seem
not
right.
because of your being a tabaxi. It's got to be because of something else. Like, oh, you want
he's
to know
been
why?
eating
Hold
like
on.
a couple donuts lately. Don't judge him.
It's probably because the encumbrance was being used. It was taking into account all of the stuff that he's got on his person.
Oh, well,
So no, your speed is 30.
okay.
30. So you can
you
only
can go 30.
move up 30.
Each one's 5.
5, 10, 15, 20. If I
Move up to 30.
don't
So
He might, I don't think he has any bows or anything, so I don't know if he can do it. He might not be able to do anything this turn.
You've got. I mean, we can say that you have a ranged weapon. Would you like a crossbow or a short bow?
Oh yeah, crossbow.
A
would be
crossbow.
cool.
Alright?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, do I
would
roll?
say.
Actually.
So, we will add the crossbow. We're gonna say it's a light crossbow. No, we're gonna say it's a heavy crossbow because you are a paladin and you can hand slit it. So you then it is going to be a plus 5 to hit.
Ooh,
So you roll
nice.
Plus 5.
Yep.
So roll it and then plus 5 to it.
roll a d20 plus. Which one are you targeting?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, which one are you trying
The
to hit?
closest one, probably.
Okay.
this
Sure.
guy.
This guy one.
Yeah, good idea.
Alright. Come on!
Ooh,
15.
15.
Plus
Alright.
5, that's 20.
20. Woohoo!
Yeah!
He's gonna just do like run, scream. He's like,
All right, now you have to roll damage. So for a heavy
Does it do this one?
crossbow,
It depends on.
Oh yeah, I forgot he has
You-
I
crossbow.
don't know what it is.
it's a
D1.
1d10 plus 3.
Ooh. 10.
Yeah, it's a heavy.
Is
guy.
it this-
two-handed crossbow? So roll a d10. So it's going to be
roll one of these, babies.
One of these. Yep, that one's fine.
Okay. Please.
And then add, what do we
Four.
got?
Plus 3.
Oh, 3. 7 points of damage. Good job.
7 points of damage. So you run up. You guys see. You see Matthew jump off of the thing. And right through the neck, this thing.
Oh!
Did I kill him?
Yep.
Yeah,
Matthew!
Yeah, Matthew.
Just as Bazil is about to get hit, you like turn and see the bolt goes sticking through another one disappears down into the ravine.
Yay!
That's
turn
why
around and
I
there's
brought
Matthew.
him. Now I remember. Now I remember. You're gonna get the same treatment. Goblin number 2.
All right. We are back at the top of the round, so it is now
Sweet.
Fire
Prison.
arrow.
Fire arrow. All right.
Like
So
that
where
one.
are you? Okay. So you are going to roll to hit. So you see also you can hear like the of the arrow that is on fire as you let go. Actually, you use a crossbow, so it would be a bolt, actually. A little light crossbow. So that's a +4 to hit. You roll your 20.
14.
Plus 4 is 18, and 18 hits. So, roll damage, we're going to say 1d8 plus 2.
Which one is that?
So the d8
This
is
one?
going to look almost like that one.
Almost like
7.
7.
Woo!
And then the fire damage, we'll say, is an additional 1d4. So, you're either this
That's the
one
little
or that
baby
one.
one.
Yeah.
Ooh, 4.
Okay, 4.
4. So, yeah, you let loose.
Brisinger is killing it!
We are killing it as
But
well.
the flame at the end sinks right into
Not
this
Basil.
one that kind of like
Not
goes
Basil.
under the arm.
Basil
of
is
Basil as it goes to
underperforming.
swing down, and the fire just goes like underneath your armpit and hits this one. And you hear, and it goes rolling down.
Hey,
the
wow.
Basil, can Basil turn
I
around and
wish we
say
could all
something?
just like rush him and just sort of just like.
Basil's
kick
gonna
him.
turn around and say, "Did you think I needed your help? I did not. I had this perfectly under control.
Probably what he would've
Roll
said to
say
Matthew.
otherwise.
It's probably what he would have said to Matthew.
I don't need your backup."
So you can move or do a bonus action if you have one.
I think I have a bonus action. I have 2 weapons, right? Bonus action. 2 weapon fighting.
Yes, so if you had done a melee attack with a small weapon, you could have done another one. So in this case, you let loose this crossbow bolt. So
Haven't you
so
done
you can
enough?
move if you want.
You have to speak with an
I'm going to
accent.
move over to help the little fairy.
Alright, so
Oh, yeah.
each one is
She loves me.
5. So I
Oh,
think
he
you
loves
can
me.
Get there.
Yeah, I think I can.
1, 2. It's 20.
Yeah, you're good.
Uh-oh, he's stealing
All
your
right.
water.
So, next up we have Ezra.
Ooh, what should I do?
This little goblin, you can see the look in their eyes as they heard the screaming of their friends. They look a little bit wild and their eyes widen and look at you. And they're like,
I am going to attack.
okay.
Kill it! I want to attack close and personal for them for hurting me and my friends. So I am going to fly and I am going to stab them with a dagger.
Oh dear.
So,
Go for the
roll
eye.
to attack.
Yes.
You now notice, like, you are there, you go to stab and you can see the eyes of the goblin get wide as they see this huge dragonborn just start running, or half dragon, start running in their direction and they're distracted. So you can roll to hit. You can take the opportunity.
Nice roll. Plus
16.
16 to hit.
Plus like 4, right?
Oh, plus 4.
I think
So
so. or
20.
3, at
A
least.
20 hits.
So what? Because what do I have to?
Dagger.
Plus
Say for the dagger.
Plus 4.
Oh, for dagger.
Yeah, when you go to your actions,
Actions.
and
Dagger
says
is
what?
1d4 plus 2.
That's for the damage.
Oh,
yes.
sorry.
Oh.
What does it say?
Should say plus 4 right there. See the plus 4? So
Right
you
there.
Oh,
added-
plus
Yep.
4.
Yeah, so you added 4 to that, so it's a 20 to hit.
20.
And then the
That's good.
damage is 1d4, so the little caltrop or the
This little
It's a
duty.
little guy.
yeah,
Yep.
that guy or this guy. And you get sneak attack. They are distracted, they are engaged with one of your allies is right next to you.
Okay.
So you can roll that. So
Ooh,
that is
3.
3 plus 2.
5.
5, and you get sneak attack because your ally is right there. They're distracted looking at them, so it's
Distraction and
1d6
pickpocket.
extra damage.
So regular dice.
Yep.
So that was a 5 plus
Oh, 1.
Ah, poo.
Yeah, yeah,
6.
You
Plus
are
one.
cool at this game.
is a 6. Alright, yep, so you like come up and right underneath its rib cage, like ah, and it lets out this loud yell. And it's looking really, really bad. Like
Ugh.
it grabs onto its side and looks like it's gonna try to
Almost
run.
killed it.
Wounded.
not
You do have another attack because you have 2 weapon fighting and you attacked with a dagger, so you can try again.
Well, then I'm gonna shoot that thing with an arrow.
It
No,
has
you
to
gotta
be
use
Oh,
it
another
then
it's
fighting.
by the- then I'm gonna use
You can use your dagger
Use
again if
your
you
other-
want.
or your short sword.
I'm gonna use
Or
my
your
short sword.
Alright, so roll. See if you hit it.
See if you hit it.
Oh,
Nat
I got
1.
5.
A nat 1. Okay. So in
You
D&D
drop the
also-
dagger and fall upon it.
Well, so I guess that would be another question that we do. Here's typically the way that the rules work with the D20. A natural 1 is a fail, like a critical fail. A natural 20 is a critical hit, which
Okay.
means you would double the dice damage
Okay.
when you hit. So what we could do for fun, if you want to, is I can make critical fails be more entertaining.
Yes.
I think
by
this should be
having
funny.
something
Yeah.
happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't have to, just not hit points, but like something
no,
happen.
it would be
Yeah.
like
You
something
piano
happens.
Tumble
So,
or like, yeah.
actually, I have
I squished the little fairy.
a really cool.
Now we're friends.
I know,
So like if you
but-
roll a natural 20,
no,
not
no,
like
no,
add up
whatever
to get a
we
20,
all-
but like you roll a nat 20
Yeah.
Where's she going?
for like you're attacking something,
Hey, Mom. We all.
you're gonna double all your
We're
hit
playing
dice.
Mario inside.
That's like a special.
My brother asked if we can be there at 5. I said yeah.
Wait, where we? Oh,
We're gonna be there earlier than that probably.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we stopped at 4.
I wonder if a thing should. I wonder if I could have a thing like a intimidation disadvantage towards the enemies because I have both expertise and +5 on intimidation.
Oh, I have just
So-
the thing.
Oh.
This critical fail deck
Oh shoot.
by
That's fun. So like
Nord
funny
Games.
things happen. I
So
like
what I can do is I'm just gonna shuffle, and we are going to find out what happened
Oh no.
when you rolled a natural 1. Now the good and bad, the critical fails will also happen to your enemies if they roll a natural 1. Like, but if you roll a natural 20, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's
awesome
it's
sauce.
an epic win.
Well, this freaking goblin, I can't kill it. I've tried several times. I've tried
That's
4
because
times.
you need me to come in and save the day.
Yeah, because you definitely
So it's the
didn't
one
need to be
with
saved
that's
by
rolling
anyone.
awfully.
I
Yeah, you didn't
will
need to be
finish
saved by
off the
anyone.
one with just one
Bazil.
single thread of
Or
life.
should I call you Herb?
So as you go to hit the goblin the second time, it kind of reactionary, like it put its sword in the way, and you ching off of it, and then your sword, your short sword goes flying
No.
out of your hand.
Can I catch it?
No, it goes in the other way, so it ends up. I wish I had my little. I'll be more prepared next time. But it ends up. We'll just say that this is the thing. It goes flying pretty far actually, and it goes down the ravine.
Oh
down this way.
no.
Wait, don't
So
you
now
have
you
the sword that
have
you broke?
just the
Yeah.
one, but you do have another dagger in your.
Oh
back
yeah.
pocket.
There you go. You can use the broken sword.
Oh my dagger.
All right, Bazil, it is your turn.
After witnessing these events of my love, having her weapon disposed, I will come to save the day. Don't worry, my darling, I am coming.
Over the horses.
All right,
Over the dead
swing
body.
away.
18.
That hits.
Oh, I know it.
That's a. Oh no.
Yeah, she gets points.
And that is a 9. I think that goblin is dead.
Yeah.
Yay!
You just come up and it goes flying. It gets hit so hard it just goes head over.
Grab her dagger on the way down.
Heels overhead down into the ravine, and all goes quiet.
Can I go and get her dagger?
You can.
Okay.
You guys stop for a moment and listen, and feeling like perhaps
We're the winners.
feeling like perhaps you have succeeded.
Okay, done. Okay, I'm done.
It all gets quiet except for the birds that apparently are not playing in the background here that I've
The
tried to
birds
make.
people too.
Let's see if I can get different birds. To
Are we
go.
out of initiative now?
You are out of initiative.
Yeah,
You guys all kind of
Basil's
stop
gonna-
for a
Did the
moment,
last
breathing
goblin die?
I'm
heavily.
gonna run up to Matthew and make sure that he's okay.
I didn't even.
Matthew, why did you not stay in the cop like I told you
'Cause
to?
I-
I didn't need any help.
You were
What is wrong with you people? I don't need help.
You were literally about to get stabbed.
Ezra and I had it totally under control. Mostly Ezra, but both of us had it under control.
Well,
This is how you're gonna get yourself killed, boy.
you were literally just about to die. What are you talking about? You were literally about to die. What
Me? Die?
Yes.
Did you see me out there? I was magnificent.
Did you even land a hit?
I'm sure your
I-
grave would be magnificent.
Shirley was the most skilled person on that battlefield.
Yeah, that's why you
an
killed
arrow.
none of them.
I mean, the
Through
rest
your
of you, I'm not
Basil
too
even
sure
killing
about where you learned to fight.
Did Bazil even kill any of them?
The last one went flying into
Yeah,
the
that's
ravine.
just because someone else hit him first. Right?
I thought you were on my side.
Nobody's on your
I'm
side.
the one
You're
that
a
brought
jerk.
you for a quest. Don't you forget that.
Why do you have an English accent?
I'm trying to
But nobody else does.
I think you were
But you
trying to
two
do
were
it.
friends. I was like this.
We're not friends. I just didn't want him to die.
Well, I didn't want
How
him
come
to
you
die,
just
so
said
I
that you
shot the
thought he was on your
goblin.
side?
Oh, bro.
Wouldn't that
Well, I mean,
signify at the
I
very
would
least
think
an
that
alliance?
saving his life, bringing him on a quest.
And I saved your life. Now we're all good.
You did not save my life. I'm trying to explain this to you. I had
nobody-
everything under control.
You
If
were on
nobody
the
had
ground.
helped you, you probably would be on the ground.
You
How
were-
many times does
What?
Basil need to explain that Basil doesn't need help?
Why does
Basil is a helper, not a helpee.
Why do herbs
Basil
need to,
does
why
not
do-
need help. Basil gets added as a spice to food.
Matthew doesn't know how to
It does
say
not
it.
need to be the food.
I can't.
Bruh, saved your life. Aren't you happy?
Then I saved yours, so now I suppose we're even.
So you admit that you got your life saved.
He's
He
12.
just-
He's never gonna
Matthew
let this
gets all
go.
smiley and stuff.
I'm just letting him have a win, okay?
Brisinger, as you head down into the ravine to collect the short sword, the tiny short sword, actually make an investigation check.
Okay.
Do I
Because
do
it is not a large short sword that you are trying to find.
It's a needle in a ravine haystack.
19.
Ooh!
So it takes you a few minutes, and you can hear the more yelling back and forth up on the trail. But you head down, and you are able to find it. You find this little like glint. You're like, oh man, I forgot it's a very short sword. But then you see a little glint of sunlight that reflects off of it, and you pick up this tiny little sword. Did you want to inspect the bodies of the goblins as well?
Sure.
So you can make an investigation
Another one.
check on them as well. To see
14.
what they have.
14. Good roll.
Yeah. So you are able to collect on them about 12 silver pieces in total as you go through their pockets and everything like that. And as you are down there, you kind of notice that there appears to be a trail. Pretty clearly, like, beaten with having little feet going back and forth, and where you're at to the north, you can see, kind of look up towards the ravine area and can see it going down, and realize, like, the goblins have probably been using this to come and go, to ambush people. Let's sure that. Yeah, that one tried to run away, but did not get a chance to run away from you. So you can tell your party if you want to.
Yes. A party. There's a thing.
Did you say party? I love parties.
This is something I would say.
We're a party. I love parties. No, you would say we're going on a quest. This isn't a party. This is a quest. So can I ask?
So
Come
the
on,
others,
Okay.
the other ones. So you all up there on the trail, are you looking at the horses?
Come on,
or
Matthew.
what is your next plan? You
I-
have 2 more goblins you could take a look at too as well.
Oh yeah,
I
wanna look
think
at these
that
goblins.
we're looking at the goblins as well. I'm waiting for Brisinger to bring me my dagger that he decided he was going to get for me, which is very super nice because he's my friend. But I'm looking at the goblins.
Okay. So you guys searching through their pockets are able to find another 5 copper pieces and about 8 silver pieces. And Bazil, as you are looking through and then you look back over at these arrows, you also you were so focused on the arrows, but when you look down at the horses themselves, you remember that these look almost exactly like the horses that Gundren and Sildar had taken from Neverwinter to head down. You also see that you get closer and you start going through and you can see that the saddlebags have been looted. And right near, almost kind of underneath one of the horses, you find an empty leather map case. So, is anybody proficient in survival?
Yeah, I was about to get killed with some gangs.
I am actually.
You are?
+4.
Okay, so you can make me a survival check. As you're looking... Actually, I'm going to say... Sorry. Yeah, we'll go with either survival or medicine. Either one. So, Matthew, you could roll for medicine
Epic.
if you want.
Who am I healing?
You're taking a look at the dead
60.
bodies of the horses.
16.
What would I do with that?
Survival.
So if you make a roll, so roll a d20
Okay.
and add your medicine, which is going to be a +3.
Please.
13.
16.
Okay. So both of you, looking at it together, come to the same conclusion that the horses have been dead for probably about a day. You would kind of lift up a leg and the rigor mortis has set in and all of that. The flies have already started coming in and yeah, it's not a recent thing. It hasn't happened in the last 10 minutes or anything. It's probably been about 24 hours. So, and then you hear Brisinger yell out hey, party, there's a trail down here. And putting everything together, it appears that your benefactors have been, and his escort has been taken down this trail.
Oh no.
Well, it appears our job has just got a bit harder.
A lot less
Gundren and his
associate.
associate appear to have been taken. I have to work a little bit harder for that 100 gold reward.
He's gonna say.
And you certainly, sir, have got
There's
your
only
first
40
quest.
gold. Just
I was gonna say
FYI.
the magic word.
100 gold in supplies in that cart.
Oh,
that you
40
have.
gold. We were getting 10 gold apiece.
apiece. Yeah.
Oh, 10 gold? We're doing this for 10 gold?
Well, it's supposed to be easy.
Was I drunk when I agreed to this?
No, you're just spoiled from the bums.
He is.
Who escorts a cart for 10 gold? For all 4 of us?
You.
But should we take the silver that was
I mean,
on the
we're not
goblins?
gonna leave it on the goblins. Obviously, we're taking it.
Yeah, let's take it.
I say, take it, go get them, and demand more.
So on the goblins, there was 5 copper pieces and 5 silver pieces.
8 silver, right? 8 silver.
8 silver?
Well, we're taking it.
I got 12 silver.
You can do either like having a pool where you just like share all the money, or you guys can
Everybody gets 5.
Split it.
you can split it if you want. So, you gather up your stuff. Are you tying the horses can't go down, the cart can't go down that way, but you feel like, you know, you're taking a chance, but if nothing happens to your horses, in terms of if more goblins have come up from that trail, you would intercept them anyway if you headed down, so you could potentially leave your cart here.
Could we check the other side to see if there is also a trail there, or would they have found it with bigger investigation?
Sure. So, are you heading up to go look?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are still kind of bickering back and forth, looking at the stuff, and Brisinger comes up the ravine, goes across, goes back down. Make an investigation check.
21.
Searching around, you are not able to see any indication. It's pretty thick, like you kind of poke around, and it doesn't appear to be any overt trail leading away.
Okay.
So, are you going to follow the trail?
I say why not?
I
Let's
say
do it.
yes, so we can find our friends.
No.
I mean,
friends.
I say yes, not so much to find friends, but I want more than 10 gold.
The ones I agree with.
Why don't we just rob all the goblins and just take all their money? That'd be funny. We get more than 10 gold.
Matthew, since when did you become such a hellion?
I think we should take
A what?
Where's
all.
my sweet, sweet Tabaxi boy?
We should take all.
I think you might have went over there.
Got a taste of questing.
One taste of blood. So
What are we gonna do with the horses in the wagon? We're gonna leave it there?
I can't
What
go
happens
down
if
the trail.
goblins come and steal it, or somebody else comes and steal it? Then we don't
Or we
get
split
any
up the party, but the one rule of D&D is you never split up the party.
I'm not saying to split up the party, but I'm just saying now we lost all our 10 gold that we were
Actually,
coming
the rule
for.
of horror movies is that you
Well, I
never
think
split
that
up the party.
already took a dive when our benefactors who were supposed to pay us the 10 gold.
No, they weren't supposed to pay us
no.
the 10 gold.
Well, right.
But if they're not there to pay, I
So
slipped
the
into my
gold
kayak.
is theoretically waiting for you,
Right.
but the person who these supplies belong to has been taken.
Oh. Then let's leave the wagon.
Let's go.
So putting 2 and 2 together, you kind of think like, okay, if we arrived, they were supposed to arrive ahead of us. So if we
Right.
get there and they're not there,
Then they might think that we did
Yeah.
something to them.
Mhm.
All right.
Let's go.
So you gather up your stuff, tie the horses over, make sure that they have some food and water nearby, and leave a little note, do not touch, and then you bend down.
Do not touch, or there will
Penalty
be
of-
consequences.
I think Matthew was just like, please don't
Consequence 1,
Writes, please.
death. Consequence 2, death. Consequence 3,
Disembowel.
steal your money and death.
Very long note is pinned to the end of the cart, and you guys gather up your stuff
Disembowel.
and begin heading down into the ravine, following the trail of the goblins. And that is where we'll stop because it is 4 o'clock.
Oh.
I know it goes by fast.
I know, it goes by fast, huh?
And then you want more.
I know.
Colin's like, oh.
No, it's done.
I mean, I thought we were so
Yeah, but then we have next time.
Yeah.
Comes
Oh, and
next
we're
time.
playing 2 weeks in a row, so we're playing next week too.
No, next weekend it's
Oh, poop. Never mind.
ArmorCon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What?
So we won't play for
ArmorCon.
2
Oh,
weeks.
what's ArmorCon?
So the next week. Yeah, the next weekend.
What's ArmorCon?
It's a game convention up in in
That's right, I forgot about that.
Framingham this year.
Oh, cool.
So I will be
Did you have
at
fun, though?
the convention.
Yeah.
You got to kill your
that's
first.
gonna be awesome.
Got it. I know. It's really cool.
One taste of blood and already ate.
Matthew all of a sudden is not innocent anymore.
So one thing that I have
What
been
about this?
doing,
Oh.
you can just put
Put it
it
over there, please.
yeah, anywhere on here. One thing that I've been doing with the other group that I would like to do just in general because it gets people thinking and also gives me good ideas for stuff, is a thing called stars and wishes.
Mm.
So the stars are something that essentially we go around and everybody, you can give a star to anything about the session. The way somebody acted, a particular thing that happened,
Like you
just a scene, something that you liked, anything at all that you liked. And then the wishes are something that you wish for the game. Like one example, somebody wished in the other campaign that there would be like a more role play time, or wishing for like a festival scene at some point, like going to play games together, stuff like that. So I would like to try to get that started here with like your stars and wishes. And we can start with the stars. Anything that stood out that you really liked, that somebody did, or just something that happened.
I like her accent.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was gonna say. I like Annie's accent.
Okay. Any other
My
stars?
name is not
Bazil's
Annie. It's Basil.
I like Basil's accent.
I like Basil's accent.
Basil would like to compliment Kylee for
Yes.
her ingenuity.
Oh yes.
For a new player to check on the other side of the ravine. Lots of ingenious
Firebolt.
ideas, fire arrow and such.
I really like playing with Kylie.
Thanks.
So she has to be here for all sessions.
Okay.
I like
I-
cats.
I especially think you like playing with her because she will put you on her shoulder and then you don't have to do much except ride on her shoulder.
Yeah, and I really like her personality.
There's that and personality. All right. Any wishes or any other stars?
More accents.
Accent?
More accents?
Yes.
We should do
Wishes
more
is
accents.
more accents? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. You haven't actually run into any. I sped through the NPC, but I'll
I
do my
just
best
kind
with
of
accents.
just like interact more with each other because I just felt like I was mostly just spent time on like battles and stuff. I just like when we all like talk in our characters as a group.
More
She's
roleplay
definitely
time.
not like a super battle heavy
No.
DM, I can tell you that. So there'll definitely be opportunities
Alright.
for role
I
playing.
just like
Some DMs is like every single session is like battle.
I'm just obsessed with role playing.
Yeah, we'll do more of that.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
our
a good
first
thing,
session,
Matthew.
so-
Yeah.
We'll have
Yeah.
plenty of time to talk about all your questing dreams.
I'll use this as my opportunity to practice my accents, my horrible accents. I am not an
Would you
accent.
prefer all of us to have accents? Or prefer all of us to have
Do we
accents?
really?
I'm not
Yeah.
really sure how a dragon, like half dragon, would have an accent. Like,
However, whatever
Australian.
Yeah, well, I think that was great. I thought that was awesome. I had so much fun.
I had fun too.
I'm also going to add some things to your inventory in terms of health potions and stuff because you guys didn't have anything to
idea.
start, but you would not have been
Left
not
without
have
anything, yeah.
left without any of that, so you can get healed up to
Oh,
continue on
perfect.
because you got hurt really badly hurt.
I did.
does this count as a long rest? Or
So short rests are about an hour in the game that we're going to be playing, and a long rest is 8 hours. It's like a sleep, like you go to sleep.
Yeah, so we're not quite to a long
Yeah.
rest. Probably.
So you could take a short rest if you wanted to, or you could not, and I'll give you the healing potions, and you can just. You guys didn't use any of your feats really, like that you need to replenish that, so I can just give you your health back basically
Okay.
with healing potions.
Okay.
So I'll add those to your inventory for
I've
next
been
time,
injured.
As you're
Good.
flying around, you can take your healing potion. All right. Well,
Awesome. That
Great
was so much
session.
fun.
and I'll see you in
playing
2
with you.
weeks.
Yeah, it was really nice playing with you, Kylie. I loved it.
I liked it too.